kooky, and it seems like they're just leaning into it. Like there's no course correction at all. Just leaning into the kooky.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Oh, yeah.
Rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors, yeah. I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
The case's broader implications for the entertainment industry are what make it particularly compelling. Diddy's downfall serves as a cautionary tale about the unchecked power and influence wielded by some of the biggest names in the business, highlighting a personal tragedy as well. As more details emerge, it's clear that this isn't just about one man's alleged actions, but also the system that enabled them. The case has sparked a renewed scrutiny of the industry's culture, with many questioning how such behavior went unnoticed for so long.
So I would imagine if you're the CIA, you're like, okay, we're looking for people who have gone through these things in their life that have curated this kind of like personality type.
Well, isn't it just like part of the gig? Like here's for instance, like your bit about Puffy.
Prosecutors revealed that 19 pages of handwritten notes were found during an unexpected search of Shah Diddy's cell at Brooklyn Detention Center. Among the documents was a to-do list instructing his relatives to investigate his accusers. The notes included attempts to bribe witnesses and gather compromising information on his alleged victims. Christy Slavic, our assistant, testified that one witness had been paid off, and that obtaining details about two separate victims is not protected by privilege. The implications of these findings are nothing short of devastating.
At the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, the judge ordering the prosecution to turn over its findings from a jail cell raid, Diddy's jail cell, just yesterday. What were the contents of those raids?
Well, apparently, according to the defense, they're legal documents. The government's saying no, on the contrary, they're just some handwritten notes and a calendar.
The defense's reaction to this revelation is even more surprising. Diddy's legal team, led by attorney Mark Agnifilo, argued that the confiscation of these notes violates his fundamental rights. Agnifilo emphasized that many of the pages contain notes about defense strategies and are protected by attorney-client privilege. He further stressed that there is no legitimate reason for any multi-agency law enforcement effort to examine Mr. Combs' personal handwritten notes from discussions with his attorneys. During an emergency court session, Agnifilo strongly asserted that this action is legally unfounded.
That's it. If it is privileged, of course they won't. But if it really is what the prosecution says, that has nothing to do with the case, or even worse, it's actually evidence of witness tampering, because we all know the attorney-client privilege, there's a crime fraud exception. You can't use your lawyer to perpetuate a future or continuing fraud or crime. So if the documents are what the government says they are, they're going to get them again. And again, it's just going to be a matter of days, because I don't expect.
The defense is now seeking access to the security footage from the detention center to investigate how the search was conducted, adding another layer of complexity to the case. Magnitol has labeled the incident a complete institutional failure and criticized the prosecution for exceeding their authority. He even suggested that this breach could lead to the case being dismissed, or at the very least, result in the recusal of the prosecution team. While a bold claim, it underscores the gravity of this legal conflict.
Yeah, they probably didn't see these notes, and they never will.
But if you're Diddy, don't you, want your notes back?
Yeah.
If you've spent so many hours, gathering, evidence for your side or, strategy or whatever, for me, I'd be like, oh no, please don't destroy, please return.
The prosecution maintains that the search of Diddy's cell wasn't targeted. Slavic clarified that no member of the prosecution team was directly involved in the raid, characterizing it as a part of a larger sweep by the Bureau of Prisons to address contraband and other illegal activities within the facility normal operation. But it's concerning that the search was conducted right after allegations surfaced that Diddy was trying to sway witnesses. Is this a coincidence or a deliberate attempt to bolster the evidence against him? The notes themselves present a concerning image in addition to the purported. The pages allegedly contained a mix of financial strategies, personal reflections, and motivational quotes, with some interpreting this as typical behavior under stress, while others see it as a deliberate attempt to manipulate the justice system. One particular sheet, ominously labeled with tasks, outlines plans to sabotage. If the claims of his victims are proven true, Diddy's defense could face a significant setback.
Of course, there's layers upon layers. When you get into these conspiracy theories, man. They never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers.
Sayings. While some view this as normal behavior under stress, others see it as an attempt to manipulate the justice system. One sheet, ominously labeled, includes detailed plans to sabotage. If the victim's claims are validated, Diddy's defense could face serious consequences, severely undermining his case.
Well, if he really was filming everybody, I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right?
Diddy's legal team is fighting back, accusing the prosecution of violating his Fourth, Fifth, and Sixth Amendment rights. AGN has relentlessly criticized the handling of the investigation, claiming the notes were mishandled and should never have been shared with the prosecution. Diddy discusses nearly everything with his lawyers in these legal pads, and Agnell called the situation a complete institutional failure. While bold, this tactic could have significant consequences. The focus has shifted from Diddy's alleged behavior to the actions of the investigators and the case's judge. Judge Iran Subban, while ordering prosecutors to delete any copies of the confiscated papers, has sought to maintain neutrality by securing the original documents until further notice. As both parties prepare for a heated legal battle, the upcoming bail hearing adds even more pressure. The court will ultimately determine whether the controversial notes can be used as evidence, making the stakes higher than ever for both sides.
So Diddy, if you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him.
Diddy remains in jail after multiple bail denials due to concerns that he might tamper with witnesses. Phone records show he made dozens of calls to potential witnesses, even using other inmates' phones to avoid detection. Prosecutors argue this behavior demonstrates a clear pattern of manipulation and control, further complicating his defense. With mounting evidence against him, it's becoming increasingly difficult for his legal team to maintain his innocence. However, uncertainty still looms over the case, given the numerous influential figures involved. The court must decide whether the confiscated notes can be used as evidence, and whether Diddy's rights were violated, potentially leading to charges being dropped. As new allegations continue to surface, the case grows more complicated. This saga raises critical questions about who knew about Diddy's alleged actions and remained silent, shedding light on the toxic culture of celebrity and power. The outcome remains uncertain, but the repercussions will be far-reaching.
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff, they were there to delete everything. Like the real people that were in there, you know.
Oh,
like
that's
the same
funny.
thing with Epstein.
Oh, that's
With
funny.
the defense firmly holding its ground and the prosecution showing no signs of retreating, the next phase of this case promises to be equally dramatic. As more details emerge, it's clear that the issue extends beyond one individual, revealing a broader culture of collusion and secrecy that is finally coming to light, with far-reaching repercussions.
With impunity about the Illuminati, because I know who you would have to be in order for what I'm saying to bother you, number one.
Right.
Number two, I know your big secret. I know that you're not the Illuminati, I am. So
The aftermath of the Sean Diddy comm scandal goes far beyond his personal legal troubles, drawing other high-profile figures into the spotlight. The situation becomes even more complex with Diddy's notorious freak-offs, secret, exclusive gatherings that have now raised eyebrows. If Diddy's notes were shocking, the revelations about the A-list crowd surrounding him are even more unsettling. The scrutiny on the backstage of his extravagant public parties is intensifying. These aren't just isolated accusations, they are part of a larger narrative unraveling piece by piece, exposing a web of secrecy and complicity among the elite.
He will be sued, and I say will be because nothing has been filed yet, by at least 120 people in the next 30 days.
The aftermath of the Sean Diddy comm scandal extends well beyond his personal legal battles, as it continues to capture widespread attention, bringing other high-profile figures into the spotlight. The situation becomes even more complicated with revelations about Diddy's infamous freak-offs, allegedly secret and exclusive gatherings that have raised significant concern. If Diddy's notes were shocking, the deeper details surrounding his A-list entourage are even more alarming. The once glamorous backstage of his extravagant public parties is now under intense scrutiny. These aren't just isolated accusations against one man, they are part of a much larger, unfolding story that's beginning to unravel one piece at a time, exposing a web of secrecy, power, and influence.
It sounded crazy, like I said before. They said that 2,300 people reached out to the law firm, and out of the 2,300 people, I guess they decided to go with just a little over 100, which seems like it's they just put out the number and everybody's calling to see if they can get a check.
It's insane. It's insane. Now, again, he did say that nothing has been filed yet because he says he wants to make sure that they do their due diligence and get this right.
The identities of the celebrities involved in the Sean Diddy comm scandal are raising more questions. Images and videos from Diddy's lavish parties have resurfaced, showcasing a glamorous guest list that includes names like Banche, Ed, and Jay-Z. While many of these celebrities have stayed silent, rumors swirl about their level of involvement, or lack thereof, with powerful figures from the worlds of business and politics, such as Leonardo DiCaprio, Paris Hilton, Ashton Kutcher, Jennifer Lopez, and Ice Cube. At a Las Vegas concert, Jay-Z quickly distanced himself from the scandal, telling the crowd, "You don't have to worry about us on those tapes because I and WCC have never been to a DD party." Damon Dash took a similar approach, claiming he may have attended a party 2 decades ago, but nothing recent.
As far as, is he going to turn people in? Is he going to cooperate? If the federal government wants him to cooperate, and they're going to cut his time, because right now he's looking at 15 to life. With all the charges he had to, he won't get out till 70 years old. He about 70. That's when they start talking about letting him come to a halfway house.
Things are getting even murkier, according to Murkier Bosby, who claims that several attendees are desperately trying to conceal their identities. He told reporters that he believes some celebrities are deleting their social media profiles to sever any connection to Diddy and his gatherings. It's a chilling suggestion that raises the question of what these individuals are trying to hide. I have no doubt they're removing photos, texts, and anything linking them to these events, Bosby added, but we know who they are, and we will uncover more.
Responsibility for what he did as an individual. Sean is the one who pulled that gun out. Sean is the one who shot. So he has to take responsibility for that. He put that gun back in it.
Tanya Wallace, a former attendee, has further fueled the controversy with her allegations about what she witnessed at one of Diddy's gatherings. She described a chaotic, dangerous atmosphere with out-of-control guests, far from the elegance one might expect. Although Diddy's legal team has dismissed her claims as false, the rumors continue to spread rapidly. Wallace also mentioned seeing disturbingly young individuals dressed in elaborate costumes. As the case unfolds, more people are coming forward with their own stories, each adding another layer to this explosive and growing saga. Several former employees of Diddy's entertainment company, Bad Boy Records, have anonymously come forward, claiming they were instructed to help organize these secret after-hours events. One former assistant reportedly told investigators that part of their duties involved managing logistics for these gatherings, including coordinating guest lists, booking lavish venues, and ensuring certain attendees were kept out of the public eye. These insiders suggest that while Diddy's public parties were meticulously planned to maintain his image, the real chaos occurred behind closed doors. If these claims are verified, they could expose a network of enablers who helped keep these events hidden, adding further complexity to the ongoing investigation.
Jay-Z got his put by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. You got it. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your whooped.
Investigators are reportedly probing substantial payments made by Diddy's team to consultants and event managers, with some speculating that these could be hush money for key figures involved in the events. Rumors also suggest that payment records and receipts exist, which could potentially unravel the case. Although no concrete proof has emerged yet, prosecutors are said to be building a financial paper trail that could implicate other parties. If these documents are introduced in court, they might provide irrefutable evidence of efforts to conceal the true nature of these gatherings.
They don't want, if they was in any of those freak-off tapes, if they played a part in any of those Diddy sessions, they don't want it to get out to the general public to make up their brand. That's why a lot of those rappers.
Prosecutors believe Diddy may have kept audio and video recordings from the gatherings as trophies, using them as leverage to strengthen his control over others. However, these claims remain speculative for now. The possibility of such footage has sent shockwaves through Hollywood, raising questions about whether it could be the key piece of evidence tying everything together. If these recordings are uncovered, they could implicate numerous other high-profile figures. Adding to the fear are disturbing details about what some of these events allegedly involve. Legal experts warn that the repercussions of this case could extend far beyond Diddy, potentially affecting the entire entertainment industry and its powerful figures, who might face severe consequences.
You're just like, it's there. I mean, it's not just there. It's everywhere. My news feed is dominated by it. Fox News, CNN, everyone. There's raids at Diddy's.
Prosecutors suspect Diddy kept audio and video recordings from the gatherings as trophies and leverage to maintain control over others, though these claims remain speculative. The possibility of such footage has sent shockwaves through Hollywood, raising the question of whether it could be the key evidence that ties everything together. If discovered, how many other prominent figures could be implicated? Additionally, disturbing details about what some of these events allegedly entailed are emerging. Legal experts warn that the fallout from this lawsuit could have far-reaching consequences, not just for Diddy, but for the entire entertainment industry. As the case progresses, more high-profile figures could be drawn into the dispute, with cross-examinations and depositions potentially revealing further damaging disclosures. The public is being starkly reminded of the power dynamics in the entertainment industry, where silence often equals survival. This case is no longer just about Diddy, it's about a culture of complicity that enabled these events.
90s?
Music business? It's a lot of people.
It's not just the music business. It's like, it's the extortion business.
Well, that's, yeah, I mean, the rap game was crazy. That's a thing a lot of people don't realize is like, back in the day, especially like early rap game, you weren't just going to play at, you know, what's the random theater that you would play in LA? What's like a...
Taking a step back, this case begins to mirror other high-profile scandals that have rocked Hollywood in recent years. Powerful figures accused of abusing their positions were often surrounded by supporters who either remained silent or were complicit in their actions. The dangers are hard to ignore, raising troubling questions about how much the industry has truly changed. Have we learned from past scandals, or are we doomed to repeat the same mistakes? Diddy's actions, in particular, have been under intense scrutiny, with prosecutors accusing him of using his influence not only to manipulate those around him but also to shape public opinion, as seen during his time in incarceration. Diddy is accused of attempting to influence potential jurors by having his family post a birthday video, while he allegedly monitored its engagement metrics, fearing it would harm his reputation. If true, this reflects a man willing to go to extreme lengths to protect his image, even as the pressure mounts. It's a striking example of control and calculation, revealing the depths to which he may go to manipulate perceptions.
That's what people were saying, and maybe, you know, everybody's a conspiracy theorist now, but that's what people are saying about the Diddy situation. Like when the feds rolled up, you know, with the Hummers and shit, they were like, it wasn't about Diddy, it was about if there were tapes of powerful people there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
They were the ones that called. They're like, I need to protect myself, so go in there with all the things and rip any tapes or any evidence.
It's crucial to remember the victims at the center of this story. For them, this is not just a headline, but their reality. Many have lived in fear, but now they're finding the courage to speak out, forcing the industry to confront its darkest secrets. Their actions are a powerful reminder that true change can only come when people demand accountability for past wrongs.
Everybody who tells the stories like, I saw I go upstairs and these dudes are like right on the couch.
Yeah.
And then I go in this room and these guys are like,
and pros. Like apparently he was getting male gigolos to girls.
Girls.
Yeah, that was one of the rumors, like the
Male
freak off. So he would
gigolos.
hire the professional to have with the girls, and I think he would watch.
Diddy's future remains uncertain as his trial isn't set to begin until May 2025, leaving plenty of time for further twists and developments. Will new accusations emerge? Could more celebrities be implicated? More importantly, will the entertainment industry finally confront its systemic issues and implement meaningful reforms? These questions will linger long after the trial concludes. There is no doubt this story is far from over. With each new revelation, it becomes increasingly clear that the case is not just about one individual's alleged behavior, but about a deeper culture of power, privilege, and complicity that has been hidden for too long.